have Ubaba Tamjali who's going to open the exhibition for us. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
I think one very important thing about this group is that they are putting Durban on the map. Because when I was young, just beginning to do art, we could not do some of the things that you guys are doing now. I'm happy that now we can say we have our own group that is making history for Durban, for all of us. I really appreciate the fact that most of you are young people. And that on its own is very, very important, to see all these young people beginning to appreciate art.
My name is Mtobisi Mapumulo. I'm a multimedia artist that live at Mfume at the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal. I'm also a founder of Amasosha Art Movement, which is a movement that I founded in 2015. The movement is a collective of artists with different disciplines, and the idea was about sharing thoughts and our ideas. And now we are in the number of like 12 artists who are in our collective. The idea to start the collective was having this space where artists can share their ideas, where we can be able to have our own programs, where we can be able to grow each other as artists. We didn't have a space like that in the city. All the spaces that were around were more like exhibition space, just to showcase the work, not interested on the process and how do we improve the process of the construction of our creativity. Maluju is a work that is responding to the impacts of inhumane events that have harmed African communities before democracy. It also looks at how does these residues of the past reshaped the society in the African communities of South Africa. The costume that we were wearing were meant to give us a new characters that will shift us from inhumane experiences in order to do a performance as new creatures on space. So we're looking at it as a sacred space. So when we enter a sacred space, you don't enter it as a human being, but you have to shift and transform and get a new character that will make you to be on that ritual. I've used Sane because Sane have an appearance that's questioning the philosophy of blackness to an extent that one can ask or question what is being black. She speaks to our diversity as people of color as we come in so many shapes and so many forms.
What did you think about that?
It kind of took me back to the apartheid times kind of thing. Yeah, and it kind of gave me an idea that us as black people, we had to like surrender before getting peace.
So what did you think about that?
It was pretty haunting. I'm not sure how I feel, but definitely engaging, and I think I want to find out a little bit about it, because I might have my own interpretations. But
What's your interpretation?
what feels as though the figure at the back might be an angel of death, shrouded in black, and she's kind of going through her highs and lows with the bells, so you can tell there's like a change in emotion.
Maluju is a word that you use when you surrender. But at the same time, like we're playing around with the idea of like greeting, because when we are greeting in Zulu, we do the same thing. But when the police shoots us, we surrender. Like so, the idea was to play around with those gestures and it's talk about the trauma that we live with. It's like we are in a stage of peace, but you can't resist trauma. It's very hard to run away from it. It's something that revisits you like a dream.
Can I put value into an beadwork again? The reason why you see too much cream in my artwork, I grew up in an environment where we are cramped in a way, you know, the setup, the location setup. We don't have too much land to express ourselves. So I decided to create a land for myself in my artwork.
My work is inspired by the arrangement of the objects inside the rooms of the black communities. I'm interested in the shift in the choice of material people choose to live with, from apartheid periods to democracy. The objects we use in our daily lives speaks a lot about who we are and our progression in the choice of material people choose to live with. The absence of the human figure in my work is described by the objects that are found in my work. I use bright colors in my background to show love, harmony, and bright future as humans hopeful.
I found myself being caught in fashion. I don't know how. I never studied fashion. But it happened because I was a creative person. I really fell in love with fashion. And then after 2 years, I started my clothing brand, Natty Dread. I've been pushing Natty Dread up until 2017. I joined Amasosha, and then that is where I started being really encouraged working, because at Amasosha, like, each is doing his own thing. I use cotton because cotton comes from the ground. It's planted, and then we clothe through cotton, and I've been working with cotton in my fashion.
Sanibona. Igama lami nguThembi kwaNomthembu, and I'm from a background of photography, but since last year joining the guys, I started exploring with paint. My work focuses on the politics that surrounds the body. Both works are titled Ukushona Kwelanga. So in isiZulu, this works as a saying and also as a metaphor. Ukushona Kwelanga is sunset. So in metaphor, when the sun has set, it can express, dark times, uncertain times when things are just not okay.
So when I met Amasosha, I saw something that I hadn't seen before. I started engaging with them, like following them, and until they started giving me some ideas on how to start working on my works as well. So I chose collage because it is created from recycled newspapers, can be anything, but I don't go and buy the material. I just go and look for papers in malls and everywhere and come back and draw these pictures and start pasting the papers.
These two pieces are taken from a series I titled Expressions. So during this pandemic, I've been asking people around me, how has it been? How has it affected you? On this one here, we have a child. It's also in part of this expression series. I try to capture the essence of a hungry child. So we all know the say that a hungry man is an angry man. So hunger creates that anger. So now the vibe no longer is good in the family, no longer is good in the community due to this pandemic.
So yeah, the special is that I'm not going to